Welcome back to Bobby King Iraqi Dinar News. Today we've got breaking updates straight from Iraq's central bank governor, Al-Alaq, who just spoke at the investment forum. He made it crystal clear, Iraq has no plans to change the exchange rate right now. But hold on, later in the morning he doubled down, saying there will be no adjustments anytime soon. Still, the markets shook, panic spread, and questions exploded. Stay tuned, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and support the channel. Let's dive in. When the governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Mohsen Al-Alaq, took the stage at the investment forum today, he made headlines with one sentence that immediately ricocheted across financial circles. Iraq has no intentions to change our exchange rate at this time. On the surface, it sounds definitive, steadying, even boring. But in a country like Iraq, where every word from the central bank is scrutinized for hidden meaning, such a statement rarely passes without sparking speculation, suspicion, and, in this case, a dose of panic. Only hours later, Al-Alaq doubled down. We are not considering any adjustments to the rate. Then, as if to calm jittery nerves, he pivoted to reassuring statistics. Iraq, he reminded the crowd, currently enjoys the lowest inflation rate in its modern history and possesses very comfortable foreign reserves, strong enough to keep the exchange rate stable for the foreseeable future. So why the panic? And why does his denial sound, to many, like confirmation in disguise? The art of saying nothing by saying something. Central bankers everywhere are masters of coded language. They don't always tell markets what they plan to do, they hint, signal, or outright misdirect. That's the game. But in Iraq's case, Al-Alaq faces an even stricter muzzle. By law, he cannot announce an imminent revaluation or adjustment before it happens. Doing so would not only destabilize the currency market but also violate international regulations. This makes his repeated insistence today all the more interesting. Because when you look at history, whenever a central banker feels compelled to tell you, nothing is happening, something usually is. Kuwait said much the same before it abruptly restored the dinar's strength in 1991 after the Gulf War. China, too, publicly denied any imminent change to the yuan right before surprising global markets with a sudden shift. The pattern is familiar. Denial, 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 action. Iraq, it seems, may be walking that same well-trodden path. The panic that shouldn't be why, then, the ripple of fear in markets today. The moment Al-Alaq said, no change, some investors took it at face value. That Iraq's long-rumored currency reform is dead in the water. But that interpretation ignores the broader context. First, Iraq is in a stronger macroeconomic position today than at any point in the last 2 decades. Inflation is not only low, it's virtually negligible by regional standards. That alone is a green light for monetary flexibility. Inflation is what kills revaluations. Iraq doesn't have that problem. Second, foreign reserves are not just comfortable, as Al-Alaq understated, they are robust. The country has tens of billions in reserves, giving it a cushion to support the dinar through any transition. Stability, not fragility, is Iraq's current story. So the panic was misplaced. There's no economic crisis here, no runaway inflation, no collapsing reserves. The fundamentals are solid. Which raises the question, if everything looks so strong, why keep insisting nothing is on the horizon? Reading between the lines, the answer may be as simple as this: he can't say otherwise. International law prohibits advance notice of exchange rate shifts because it would trigger insider trading and market manipulation on a global scale. In other words, if Iraq were about to do what many expect, strengthen its currency dramatically, Al-Alaq would be the last person legally allowed to admit it until the second it happens. That's why seasoned observers don't take his words at face value. They see the denials as smoke, the real fire being carefully hidden until the right moment. And consider the timing. Iraq is actively courting investors, with forums like today's designed to project stability and attract foreign capital. No central banker would announce a disruptive currency move in that context. But that doesn't mean one isn't coming. It just means he won't tip his hand in front of global investors. Lessons from Kuwait and China history provides the strongest clue. When Kuwait restored its dinar's value after the Gulf War, It did so suddenly and without warning, despite public statements to the contrary. Similarly, China's currency moves are notorious for being cloaked in secrecy until the moment of execution. Both nations played by the same international rulebook that now governs Iraq: deny, reassure, and then act decisively when the time comes. Iraq, with its swelling reserves and political pressure to modernize its economy, looks poised to repeat the play. The hopeful reality for ordinary Iraqis and investors alike: today's remarks should be seen less as a shutdown of possibility and more as a reminder that the central bank is bound by law to remain silent until the last second. The governor cannot say what many suspect, but his reassurances about inflation and reserves paint a picture of readiness. There is no reason for panic, none whatsoever. If anything, the stability metrics he highlighted today confirm Iraq is in the best position in decades to strengthen its currency and take its place alongside nations that once shocked the world with similar moves. So when Al-Alaq says, "We are not considering any adjustments to the rate," perhaps the more accurate translation is, "We cannot tell you what we're about to do." And if history is any guide, Iraq's silence today may be the loudest signal yet. In the end, I want to ask all my friends watching to stay positive and patient, because patience truly is the key to success. Please subscribe to my channel and show your support. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Thank you so much.